Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we are checking out a brand new teaser for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, which is dropping from Mob Games today on YouTube. This teaser is titled Restricted Relocation 8th of the 8th, 1995. So it's another found footage file, kind of like the one that came out I think about a month ago, which featured Huggy Wuggy escaping from the Playtime facility. In this one it seems to suggest, at least from the thumbnail, that we're going to be tracking Kissy Missy instead, as she is relocated from the Playtime factory to elsewhere for reasons currently unknown. So I'm going to be doing a live reaction to this new trailer, and then afterwards we'll break it down with a quick analysis to see what we can see. Bigger Body's relocation guide. Do not continue viewing this tape. Oh, I couldn't read the rest of that. I'll have to come back to it. Playtime Co. Employee Training, number 6, Bigger Body's relocation guide. Step 1, retrieve giants from storage B. Oh man, this is kind of ominous already. This is a tape we shouldn't be watching. Oh my god, look at that. Is that the Kissy Missy? Yep, I think it is. Wow, she is tall. Really puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Step 2, safely secure the giant. Okay. There she is, strapped down. We've got the people in the hazmat suits. The Playtime workers. Okay, so this seems to be a diagram showing how to restrain her for safe moving. Step 3, load the giant onto a train. Ooh, is this gonna be like the Playtime train? Yeah, look at this. This is actually really high production. This looks really cool. Step 4, oh, loosen the straps binding the giant. Oh no, we've been corrupted, guys, look. Something's corrupting us. We shouldn't be doing this. So this is 8th of the 8th, 1995 at 10:42 AM. Step 5, inform the conductor of the intended routes. So we're moving about the facility by the look of it. We're on the train, and I think those are the notes from Chapter 2, the little puzzle we had to solve. Cam 73, wow, look at this. Oh, there's something written on the wall there as well, I just missed it. Step 6, release the straps binding the giant. Oh no, this is gonna be the prototype and influencing our mind. So it's kind of trying to tell us to release the straps. Release the straps, yeah, there it goes again. Oh my god, the train's going super fast now. Looks like Kissy's wide awake. Look at those eyes. It's 11 AM now. Oh my god, she's eating everybody. I thought Kissy was meant to be friendly. Obviously not. Footage missing. Maybe Kissy isn't going to be friendly like we thought. Maybe she's going to be horrible and sort of demented. Kind of under the influence of this prototype thing. Okay, let's analyze what we've just seen there. That was really, really cool. I really love these tapes that they've been making in the lead up to Chapter 3. Well, we've only seen 2 so far, but both of them have been really, really well done. Like high production. I love how they're hyping up Chapter 3. We still haven't got that release date. I don't know when it's planned to drop. I'm guessing maybe sometime in like May or June perhaps, around the time of Chapter 2 release last year, but it might be that this chapter is super ambitious and they just don't have any kind of idea when it's going to drop yet. But either way, I want to break down that trailer because that was actually really, really awesome and I liked what I saw there. It was very creepy. Okay, so first of all, we have this screen at the very start and it says tape contains unexpected footage tampered with by third party, destroy the tape. So maybe the tampering they're referring to comes into play with those red messages which said release the subject. You know, when we're meant to obviously not release the subject, maybe that's what they're talking about, somebody's been tampering with this tape. I don't know if those messages are meant to be somehow subliminal, like the prototype entity influencing the viewer, because that's what the prototype's meant to be able to do. It's meant to influence people and get them to do stuff that they don't particularly want to do. And that's always been part of its kind of background, I think, or at least as the game's described it so far. We don't know too much about the prototype other than it's kind of like a puppeteer for these subjects, these test subjects like Kissy Missy in this case. It goes on to say this is the Bigger Body's relocation guide, do not continue viewing this tape. And then we've got something in Russian beneath. At the bottom, that could be another language, I don't know what that is. But 2 things that I can't decipher there, one's definitely Russian, but but I don't speak Russian, so maybe people in the comments can decipher what those say if they speak those native tongues, and then you can let me know in the comments what those translations are. We go on to find this is a training guide basically given to the staff who work at the Playtime facility and are like hands-on with the test subjects. This is how to relocate a test subject. And it says for internal use only, of course, because they don't want this stuff getting out. I mean, imagine the public seeing this stuff, they'd be horrified. Step 1 is to retrieve the giant from storage B. So we see this area, which is a storage room. We can see merchandise on the shelves there, including Poppy herself in a box at the top. And then the lights come on, reveal that Kissy Missy is in this room, and you can see that this environment is very similar to actually those underground areas we explored in chapter 2 while being stalked by Mommy Longlegs. You can see that this is kind of where all the junk is stored, where all the stuff they perhaps have been experimenting on is stored safely away from public scrutiny in the depths of a facility. So step 2 is safely secure the giant, and you can see in the next shot that they are indeed safely securing Kissy Missy to this sort of giant plank, which is like a stretcher they're going to move her on. They've strapped her down to it so she can be boarded onto the train, and we've got people in hazmat suits carefully guarding her, making sure she doesn't come to life and attack anyone, as you'd hope. Then it's got a quick diagram showing how to strap Kissy down to the board safely so that she can't escape. And it says, in the event of restraint failure, observe Bigger Body's contingency plans. See Playtime Co. policy on Bigger Body's acceptable use of force in emergency scenarios. So basically, if she was to escape, they are given the go-ahead to use force if necessary to restrain her once more. Step 3, load the giant onto the train, and then of course we see Kissy being lowered down by one of those grabber arms that we used in the warehouse to move Bron about. She's lowered down onto the train there and placed down there. This is actually the same train station that we experience in the multiplayer games. Of course, in the multiplayer game, we reach an area of the Playtime factory, try and secure the toys, and then get out, and this seems to be a similar sort of process. Obviously, they have to design it slightly different for multiplayer because, you know, it has to play as a multiplayer game, but this is obviously showing that the lore of the multiplayer game is intrinsically tied to the main game and through these video files we're watching now. Step 4, consult the Bigger Body's handbook for contingency plans. But then it kind of changes and it says loosen the straps binding the giant. And this is where, of course, we have the third party coming in and influencing us to do stuff that definitely shouldn't be done. Because we don't want to free the giant. We see what happens at the end of the tape when the giant is freed, and it's not good because Kissy just destroys everyone. Then we've got this shot of her strapped down. It's 10:42 AM on the 8th of August 1995. Step 5 is inform the conductor of the intended route. And then in the next shot, we see the train moving from a first-person perspective, the perspective of the conductor, and we can actually see the puzzle from chapter 2 pinned up here with another note that I can't make out. And it's basically showing that the puzzle we had to complete in chapter 2 is indeed how the train is operated. You have to remember the correct pattern. It says 4213 here, and yeah, you have to execute that on the control panel in order to move the train. It's a bit of a cumbersome method, but I guess security was tight here. And the next shot is very interesting. We missed this as we watched the trailer. The train goes past an area in the tunnel where there's some graffiti which reads, "The hour of joy is at hand." Now I don't actually know what this means, but it seems to be tied to the events of the game when all hell broke loose and everybody in the facility was killed by the mascots, by these kind of killer toys. And it may well be tied to Poppy Playtime herself because of course she was restrained in that box in the room with messages all around the room saying do not open, do not speak to this doll. Basically warning us not to go into that room and release Poppy Playtime. So it may be that the doll is the catalyst for all this happening, and of course we free her again in the game. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where the story goes from here. Step 6, keep watch of the giant during transit, and of course that changes to release the straps binding the giant. We then see another shot of Kissy being transported. It's now 10:55 AM. And finally, we see step 7, release the straps, which is placed over the original title which read, deliver the giants to the new location. The train seems to be suddenly going much faster. I don't know why. Something bad may have happened on the train. And you can also see that Kissy's eyes are wide open now as if she's been awakened by something within. Then, of course, when the screen fades back up, the train has stopped to a standstill. It has arrived at the next station, but everybody is dead. They've been torn to pieces by Kissy Missy, who's covered in blood, which suggests that she was the one that's done this. And of course, the straps have been removed by somebody. So it seems like the entity, the prototype, may have influenced these people to free Kissy Missy. And then once she was free, she just killed them all And this is very interesting because in the game, it seems like Kissy may be friendly. She actually helps us out. But maybe that was just a double bluff on her part. You know, she helped us get through the open door so that she could then ambush us later on. Or maybe she's docile and friendly sometimes, but the prototype can take control of her at certain points and then turn her, you know, evil essentially. We actually saw this as well with Huggy Wuggy. In chapter 1, Huggy Wuggy was initially friendly and docile. He was helping us out, giving us the key so we could get deeper into the facility, but at some point he turned feral and started to attack us. Again, this seems to be to do with a prototype and how it has control over these mascots. We actually see this in one of the loading screens on the multiplayer game, where the prototype has its hand dangling above Mummy Longlegs and controlling her just like a puppet. So we'll have to see if that theory is correct, guys, but that's my current theory. The toys can be friendly and docile towards humans as they were designed, but if they're influenced by a third party, as referenced in this tape, which is the prototype I think, then they can be turned feral and used for nefarious purposes to attack and kill humans. We'll have to see if that theory holds up, guys, but that's my current speculation as of what we've seen so far. With that said, we've now reacted to and analysed the brand new trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. I can't wait for this chapter, it's going to be really good. I really respect the developer and how much effort they're putting into these promotional materials and the game itself. They're very talented, so I can't wait for Chapter 3. I wish them the best of luck continuing their development of it, and of course we will be playing it when it drops on the channel and covering it with story videos, theory videos, and secrets videos as always. With that said, if you did enjoy my little analysis and reaction to the Poppy Playtime VHS Tape 2 today, I would appreciate it if you could leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all on the next one.